Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let's dive deeper into the topic of old money. If you followed along on last month's series, you know that we went over all of the core values and habits of old money. And we went into the topic of jewelry just slightly, and one of the biggest takeaways I heard from many of you ladies, and myself included, was old money invests in jewelry that they invest in it slow, and they also invest in it in a way that it's attached to a memory, as opposed to just going out and throwing money all around and buying all of the jewelry. So with that, it got me thinking, what if you aren't at a point of buying jewelry? You know, the jewelry that is a higher quality, and you still want to adorn your ears with something or your neck with something. I think we can do this in a way that still kind of nods to old money, even if these pieces are gold vermeil or gold plated. So with that, let's talk a little bit more about old money jewelry. When you or your spouse are ready to seriously accumulate quality pieces of jewelry, do not pay retail for new jewelry at brand name establishments who advertise in newspapers, magazines, and on television. You will be paying for that advertising as well as a premium retail overhead when you buy the ring, necklace, earrings, or pendant. If you feel compelled to ignore this advice, then please go to Tiffany's and purchase something simple and platinum that's within your budget. Seek out reputable family-owned dealers in small shops who sell antique and estate jewelry in your area or in an affluent area near you. You may want to investigate auctions being conducted in your area. You will get much more for your money by buying estate pieces than buying new at retail. So we had that little review of how old money does jewelry. And with that, there's a few things that I noticed when I was doing my research. And that is that old money, they obviously do things minimally, but when I was searching online to do this research, I found when I looked up old money jewelry, I was getting a lot of people or old money families when they were out and not necessarily their everyday jewelry. So if you are going to search this out yourself, my first tip for you is to search for Princess Diana everyday jewelry, Jackie O everyday jewelry, because otherwise you're just going to be getting the most opulent pieces of jewelry that, if you're watching this video, you probably won't ever be able to afford or replicate. So that's my first tip. Now, the second thing that I noticed is that old money's everyday jewelry, it's minimal, but it's detailed. So what do I mean by that? It isn't flashy, it isn't opulent, but it has a lot of detailing in the gold or in the silver, whatever that metal is. It has a lot of detailing in it, but it's still kept minimal. So it's not going to be flashing in your face. Now, the next thing that I noticed is that it's often nature inspired. So I think Princess Diana, she had a pair of butterfly earrings that she wore in her everyday, which now Meghan Markle has. And I've noticed a lot of roses or kind of, not thorns, but like a jewel that's wrapped in wreaths and roses and bushes, like that type of weaving type of nature through a lot of rings and earrings. Now, the next thing that I noticed, and please let me know in the comments if you've noticed this too, especially as the old money aesthetic has kind of gotten a little bit popular. I think there's those people who like the old money aesthetic and it is an aesthetic for them. And then there's those of us who want to adopt an old money value and lifestyle, and you're not wanting to look like you are putting on your costume for the day. But one of the things that I'm noticing with the people that are over here that are trying to adopt an old money aesthetic is that they've always got stereotypical pearls around their neck and pearls in their ears and a tweed suit. And it's not that old money doesn't do that, but I feel like there's so much more to how old money wears jewelry than just pearls. At least that's what I've found while I was researching this. Now, the next thing that I noticed old money does when it comes to their jewelry, whether it be their everyday jewelry or their more kind of opulent, going out, glamorous jewelry, is they are not afraid of color. And this is something I picked up on when I went through Anna Bay's program, Secrets of the Elite Woman. One of the things that she recommends, and I think she's even recommended this in her YouTube videos, is is to not go with the basic color of an item. So for example, she has a Gucci bag, I have the same one, but I went in the basic nude color, where she recommends go with a color that's a little bit more unique because it doesn't seem as basic. And whether you agree with that or not, this is one of the things that I'm noticing with Old Money is that they will have jewelry often in the more bold colors, so deep blues, aquamarines, emeralds, rubies, etc. And I think because we want something to go with our whole wardrobe, we then go with the safer choice, but it actually elevates you so much more to go with something that's a little bit more bold. So did you watch the previous video where we talked all about Old Money and jewelry? I'll have it linked right here for you. If you watched that video, you would have heard me say how my husband and I are going to start growing our jewelry collection in a meaningful way. Not in a, it's Valentine's Day and we're going to get jewelry, but we are putting the time frame for Valentine's Day so we can budget accordingly. And we're gonna start growing our jewelry collection. And the first piece of jewelry that I want a ring that is very similar to what Princess Diana has. Obviously, I won't be able to get that size, but it's got the blue in the middle and the diamonds around it. Almost any jewelry store that I walk past, I can see some sort of emulation of that. And I just think it's so classy, it's so beautiful. Will I get something that big? No, but I can get something similar, and I cannot wait to inject that little bit of color into my jewelry collection. Now, with saying all of that, I have to be honest with you, I am not at a point of investing highly into my jewelry collection. As I said, my husband and I, at Valentine's Day, that is going to be our gift to one another, and we're gonna sustainably grow our collection. However, I did just get sent some pieces from Claire Hill Designs, and I thought I would share them with you because I really feel that it can fall into the category of some of the things that we spoke about in regards to Old Money and jewelry. So, in this little set that Claire sent over to me, which by the way, I've been working with Claire for years now. She has sent me so many pieces of jewelry. Most of the jewelry that you see me wearing in my videos is from Claire. I wore Claire's jewelry on my wedding day. I absolutely love it. She is somebody that I really admire the way that she does business, and I mean, that will be a topic for a different day or my podcast, which I have yet to tell you about, but it's coming. But that being said, this is the first bit of jewelry that Claire sent over. Now, I know it's kind of shining at you just the tiniest bit, but it's just a small little pendant with those tiny little diamantes in them. But do you see how it's done in such a minimal manner that it's a little bit of something? It's not so minimal that it's boring, but it's not so flashy in your face that it looks tacky. Now, the next bit of jewelry that Claire sent over, it's just some hoop earrings. And I feel like when people think Old Money, they don't necessarily think hoop earrings. However, do you see how these earrings kind of look like a branch? They kind of look like a wreath. And remember what I said previously about nature inspired? I really feel like these will just add the most beautiful touch to this outfit that is quite subdued, and just give me a little bit of something that's going to be in an elegant manner and a classy manner, but not so plain that it's boring. Now, last but not least, I have another set of hoops here. Now, these ones I feel like are the flashy ones. They're still not that flashy, but these ones, they just cut the ears a little bit more, but do you see how they've got that little bit of detailing that is so minimal? It almost looks like it's been graded. That's the texture of this hoop, and it hugs my ear so perfectly that I feel like it's something that I can wear in the everyday that isn't going to be too flashy, but still adorns me in a classy way that makes me feel put together. It's almost like when you don't have your undergarments on, you would be able to tell. I feel like jewelry, it's something that is so subtle, but you'll notice if you don't have it on. Anyways, my friends, that is it for this video. What did you think? Are those some of the things that you've noticed about Old Money and jewelry, or are these things being pointed out to you for the first time? I hope you enjoyed this video all about old money and jewelry, and we are going to continue the conversation all about old money this month on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed and you made it to the end of this video, I'd be so honored if you did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.